Hello everyone, Julien Guiteau here, and today we're having an open discussion about race. The goal of this video is to keep the conversation going, push for positive change in hearts, homes, and societies, but also to inspire individuals to speak up and educate themselves on the subject matter. I've gathered a group of my friends to speak about this topic. This is a JFG Media production. Let's begin.
There's like kids saying, "Oh, well, you don't carry yourself like, like other African Americans, other Black people." And I'm like, what do you like? You know what I mean? You got to check people. What does that mean? What do you mean I don't carry myself? Well, you don't, talk loud. You know what I mean? All these stereotypes. You don't lower your pants. Oh, you talk well. You speak well. So, that's not typical, or expected. And all these things register in my mind. Those are kind of like little subtle jabs. How is this becoming a race thing? How is proper speech, proper dressing a race thing? You know what I mean? How is the volume at which you speak a race thing? You know what I mean?
It could be seen like, oh, he's, talking a certain way, or he's changing himself. Right. When it actually is, going in, understanding that automatically you're going to be perceived if, you're using, slang or speaking a certain way. You're going to be perceived or stereotyped or judged to begin with right off the bat.
We're the ones to actually want to see justice out of anything from police brutality all the way to just like every day in the classroom seeing like racial profiling. The equality is when there's a tall person, a kid, and someone with a wheelchair who all get one crate. And you can see that it just elevates the taller person who could already see over the fence. It leaves the child who couldn't see over the fence barely able to view, and that doesn't even help the person in the wheelchair. And then you see an image of equality. It gives the person with the wheelchair a ramp. It gives the guy who's tall one crate, and it gives the child two crates. So now they're all able to access the view.
I've gone to protests, and I've been able to talk to people of color and been able to learn things that I never even thought was an issue in society because I never experienced it. In fear of discomfort that Black people and people of color have to live in every single day, and they don't get a choice whether or not to turn their head or say, "Oh, I don't want to talk about this right now," because they're living it. And I think that that's what people don't really understand when they are silent, that it is, there's the saying, silence is violence, and I firmly agree with that. It's just like being the bystander.
All of the individuals there marching and walking and really chanting, you really feel the emotion of, what we're actually trying to push for. And I think that's why I created this open discussion about race, because now we have a chance to see that we all, no matter what background we're from, we're all trying to fight against, racism in its entirety.
It's something you're never gonna forget. And you always see the posts like your kids in 10, 15 years are gonna ask you, maybe a little bit longer, but they're gonna ask you, like, what did you do? Because they're gonna learn about this year in history. What did you do? What do you want to tell them? You want to tell them, well, actually, I was actively protesting. I was actively donating. I was posting on my social media. I was educating myself. You want to have something to tell them.
So in the case of, racism, where people are African Americans are all viewed as criminals naturally, or, all police officers are viewed as brutal and very violent, or anything along those lines. I think you have to do your own search and your own digging and say, hey, why is everybody saying that this is the case? I want to go find out on my own, because again, if you take the opinion of other people, then you're instantly gonna just pick up on it, because all you
truly cannot know someone else's experiences by viewing their experiences. You have to be immersed in it and be able to listen to them and to hear what is going on that is making their experience so difficult and so hard, and that slavery has ended, but the quality and the equity has just never been given, and we've created this this space that Black people just don't seem welcomed into.
I also went to one with my local community, and it was educational, so a lot of people just talking about their experiences, social distancing. We weren't marching or chanting or anything like that, but it was an educational one that I actually got to bring my 13-year-old sister to. It was awesome, and she just asked so many questions. Like, it felt so good to be that person to explain to her what's going on right now, and to like kind of like prime her at that age to understand, so that it kind of will inform all of her experiences from now on.
Thought process on a certain race is definitely not the way to go. You know, treating everyone with that same respect is important. And yeah, thank you for bringing that up. I think the youth plays a big part in how we push forward.
We've made tremendous leaps and bounds from, you know, decades ago when racism obviously was in a lot bigger of a concentration. Now, obviously, you know, it's obviously still around to some extent, but it's not, again, as aggressive as it once was. So obviously, you know, they say history repeats itself, but why repeat the negative aspects, you know, of history? Why not see nowadays, like, okay, you know, a person who's green and a person who's any different color can wave and, you know, shake hands and be in cahoots. They can be friendly. So why is it that some can but others can't? You know what I mean? So that's why I said it comes down to doing your own research, saying, you know, if I let's say, right, I'm not too fond of Italians, right? Let's say I'm not, that's the case. And let's say another African-American friend of mine, you have a bunch of Italian friends. I'm like, yo, like, why is Julien hanging out with them? You're like, yo, like, they're mad cool. Like, they're, you know what I mean? They're my friends. I've been with them for years. And now you go, yo, just give them a chance, blah, blah, blah. Now I start talking to them and I'm like, oh shoot, we got a whole lot in common. You know what I mean? So as simple as that, right? Me doing my research instead of just being like, no, nah, you're gonna be with them, I'm gonna be like by myself. I'll let you hang out with them and we'll chill later. But instead now, I meet new people, right? I break down that one barrier in my head that says, oh, these people are no good, right? Not because now I'm getting out for myself. I'm experiencing, looking through your eyes, right? Your lens, you know, the same thing you're seeing in your group of friends, I'm now seeing because I decided to mature and be like, you know what? I have to, you know, out of respect for Julien, I gotta give his friends a chance. I'll invest my time and a little bit of patience into seeing why people feel this way. Once you do that, again, then that's the biggest step, like coming off the high horse and then putting yourself in a position of the other people you're associated with. And once you do that, I think that's going to be the foundation. That's going to be the building block of, you know, this obviously expanding into something greater.
Thank you guys for tuning in to this open discussion about race. Big thank you to my friends Aaron, Sam, and Elena for participating, but also sharing their experiences. As you can see, the goal of this video is to push for positive change in the hearts, homes, and societies of individuals around the world. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep the conversation going. Thank you.